Okay, so there's been a ton of people on Twitter saying that there are hackers in Brawl Stars. There are people who have cheats that allow them to dodge all the shots and hit basically all their shots. Today, I'm going to be breaking it down for you from a pro player's perspective and a caster. I've seen so many games, I've played in so many games, so hopefully I'll be able to bring some of my insight to you and tell you kind of what is possible and what is not possible, and maybe we can see if we can debunk this or see what is really going on with these players. And yeah, let's go right into the clips. All right, so in this first replay here, we are looking at the red team on the top of your screen, and just notice how this team has really great coordination. Like, they all focus the enemy at the exact same time. Usually in pro matches, one will start shooting and then another teammate will start shooting immediately after. But there's definitely a slight delay when they call a pinch or just have that IQ where they know they need to focus in on a player. And we're going to see here that these guys are way too in sync. Like, here we go. They start out the game with two gadgets. That's already like, okay, that's fine. Maybe people just do that because they want to get some early shots on. And yeah, that's not too much to look into. But here we go. These Brock and the Piper, they're all shooting at this guy at once. This Meg is getting focused so hard. And within the first 5 seconds, this guy, Zoni, is already down. That is just insane to kill somebody that fast, especially at a high level of Power League gameplay that we're looking at here. And yeah, now they focus down the belt. Albania Boy is at the bottom side here. And look, Brock Piper gadgets at the exact same time. And the Brock breaks open the walls. Looks like Brock's gadgets are mostly being used to break open the walls. We saw them break open these walls and these walls. B just puts that ball in the goal. I mean, look, 15 seconds to score a goal with three brawlers that are B, Piper, and Brock. Like, very, very not meta brawlers. The opponents took Meg and Sprout and Bell, which are significantly better. And I just don't see how this is really possible. Just the way they played there and the coordination was way too smooth. Let's go into the second goal, though. And look, they basically do the exact same thing. Both popping the gadgets very early on. Basically, it looks like they're just auto-aiming them. And while it looks like the Brock and the B here are getting hit pretty badly by collateral from the Sprout, I don't know. This Piper here is going crazy. Taps Albanian Boy, I'm pretty sure. After, yeah, taps Albanian Boy, and they just put this one in. That's maybe not as a convincing of a clip, but the first goal was definitely very, very wild. Now, this second game here with Trebor, shout out to him for the clip. But yeah, he is from the blue side, playing on the side of this Amber here, which was the Job, which is the same guy as the Piper in that last game. This is another Power League game. Very high level, as we can see. Trevor used to be on Clash, very good player. And on the enemy side, as we're going to see in a bit, there is Pepe and Jigsaw, which I do know are very, very good players in the NA region. Both have tens of thousands of 3v3 wins and competitive experience. So what you're about to see is quite shocking. Let's just put this Amber into perspective here. Just see how they're doing at this top side. Gets hit a little bit. Now they're low on health. Pops the fire fuel. And what is going on? How are they dodging all of those shots? And they're not really moving like a human. Like, I don't know. That's just not how a human would move. How do they run through this area and not get hit by a single shot? Like, they're going side to side and side to side, and that's just not really, like, possible. Okay, so here in this replay, we have iChaos, BD, Alice SJ, which is Blood Diamond. They're a very good competitive team in Europe, and Trebor. And just look at what is happening to iChaos on this left side especially, and I'll point out as we go. Again, the team we are looking at is this Bell. No, not the Bell. The B, the Piper, and the Brock from the red side. Just see how they coordinate their shots, are so good at focusing in on one brawler, and how many shots they actually manage to dodge from the enemies. Let's take a look. Okay, iChaos, again, tap pretty hard here. These players are basically just all focusing him on that left side. But as soon as you go into the bush, this is where he tries to sneak on him. Oh, they have Bell instead of B. I think B was picked or banned. But yeah, now Chaos is in the bush, and they're still shooting at him, of course. But just look, as soon as he comes out of this bush, these guys just like go crazy on him. As soon as he reveals himself, look at that. How can three people shoot him at once he like reveals himself in the bush? That's like a split-second reaction, and they would have already had to have aimed the shot towards that area. And and be ready to fire at him. All three of them, for them to react that quickly. That is insanity. We'll watch that again though. Let's see. Chaos reveals himself in the bush here, and boom, he just destroyed. That's unbelievable, honestly. Let's see the rest of this clip, which is them just taking full control of this map. 33 to 0%. I mean, that is insane against this level of players, and especially with those, like, these brawlers are just not very strong right now, and seeing what they can do with them is just insane. Look at those coordinated shots onto Chaos again, and he is just completely stuck here. Trevor does find a kill onto the top, but I mean, Mortis, I guess this is the only brawler that actually has a chance against them. Yeah, they find a kill onto Alice SJ. Chaos is really like struggling to even like find any connections there with his shots, and I mean, that just speaks volumes of how these guys are maybe using bots or cheats or something, because any random player, it's going to be very hard for them to dodge any shots from a player of this level. And you can see throughout these clips that Chaos, Trevor, all these guys don't actually have delay or shot delay, so that's not why they're missing the shots. Let's go into the next clip here. We do have, now we're going to be looking at the B. The B is maybe a different guy, but yeah, he just goes absolutely crazy, and just look at the way he dodges and fires at his enemies. Yeah, I'm going to break down again as we go through. So starting off here, yeah, this is a solo power league game. Obviously, great players on both sides. It's at a pretty high level. B goes in, taps the Piper once and twice, goes down. Okay, so far nothing too special. We see Gas making a nice play on the left-hand side. Here is where it gets a little wild, though. B going for the shots onto the spike, hits the spike behind the cactus twice. This is not human. No, like, I've never seen any player be able to shoot around a cactus that well. Now they're going for the Piper. Doesn't find the kill. It goes onto the Grom. But yeah, it goes down. Mainly what we wanted to be seeing there is how they dealt with that cactus. You have to have such precise aim, and to be able to shoot off those shots within a millisecond of each other is just insane. Here we go. B taps the Piper, taps the Grom, taps the spike, taps the Grom again, goes for the Piper, goes for the Grom. I mean, look, these like supers are basically just being auto-aimed. Like, there's no thought being put into how this person is shooting the supers. Just see this. Supers just being like fired randomly. The gadgets are just being popped randomly. It just feels like they're going for these shots over and over, and they're going to find that kill. Everybody throws up the emos. They're just like, what is going on here? Gas is spinning. I mean, yeah. Player is going to push up now onto the Piper. Goes for the shot onto the safe, but still is going to be poking away at the safe, poking away at the Piper. You see, again, the super just being fired out randomly. So maybe this script or bot is only able to fire off these regular shots properly, like we saw with the Brock and the Pyro before. Like, they didn't really make that much use of the supers at all, nor the gadgets. So yeah, B pushing up right side, again firing a random super, firing off all of these shots just so quickly after each other. It's like he doesn't even have to think about how he wants to aim, which is very, very uncharacteristic of pros. Like, usually when they have this big 3K shot, they spend a lot of time thinking about how they want to use it. Look at this, flawlessly dodging shots, spike shot, Piper shot. Gas isn't even playing at this point. Like, he's like, okay, B, you've got this. I'm just gonna chill now and spin. He's just going absolutely crazy here, dodging every single shot. Look at that, 1, 2, Grom shot and the Piper. Nothing is connecting. 1, 2, 3, and then 4. Finishes off the Piper, dodges another Grom shot, random super. B 3K onto the totem, and I mean, at this point, this game is so over. This B is so in control of this match here, dodging everything, finishing off the spike. His teammates are spinning. This is so GG's, and we're going to be looking at another clip here from Ekwok, Elantra, and Rolex. So thank you to them for this clip. I found it on Twitter, of course, and yeah, Lanza is on the Amber here, maybe trying to pick up that speed. To maybe dodge some of this guy's shots or throw him off. I'm not really sure, but yeah, they did take Piper and B away from them. So let's see how that really impacts this match, if at all. But here we go. Ekwok shooting off the Piper shots, and just notice how many he misses. This is not even Ekwok's fault. Like, this guy is such a beast of a player. Big. His team almost qualified for Worlds last year. Well, not. Yeah, they were pretty close. And yeah, he just shoots so many shots off, and just none of them are seeming to be connecting. These guys have maybe the slimiest fingers, or they're just hackers, which is more than likely, because you can't just be pushing pros back into their spawn this easily. I mean, we're just a minute into the game, and this side of basically all top players is getting completely run over. They are going to take out the Gale, but again, it's a Gale. They don't have their B or their Piper here, so yeah, they're going to be rocking with the Gale. It's really the dodges that we do want to be looking at. Everybody is just getting tapped. Elantra is trying to do something here, but just gets completely rained on by these long-range brawlers. Gale goes for the super, again, almost randomly. They're just firing their supers as auto-aims, I'm pretty sure. But, yeah, we saw the Brock earlier doing that as well. Ekwok now still trying to hit some shots, and it just doesn't look like it is happening. Really, really tough situation for these guys. Yeah, so not only are these bots really, really good at hitting their shots, but they are really, really good at dodging. Like, they dodge in an inhuman manner. Ekwok has to use the homing shot to even have a chance to get a kill. There's Alunsa going up with the fire fuel and finding a kill, but I mean, they just got blown out of the water here. Gale on Shooting Star should win probably 0% of the time. And yeah, that's Red Team taking the win there. And yeah, this is just absolutely wild to see in Brawl Stars. And yeah, there's a few arguments against it. People say that it could just be their pro players on minis, but you can't just come up with like these new strategies without like exhaustive playtesting and scrims, which wouldn't be possible without trading directly with top players, which we know for a fact hasn't happened because someone would have already said something about this. And if you had such a cracked strategy, like, you definitely wouldn't be revealing it in Power League for the first time. You'd definitely be using it in a tournament. So yeah. Now we can look at their accounts. I'm going to find this real quick. And yeah, it's posted by Ekwok on Twitter. They showed their nice profile. Yeah, this guy is 2,000 3v3 wins. High Soul League is Masters. Same for the second guy. Like, barely any 3 wins and Masters. They both have, those first two have very similar number of 3v3 wins. And yeah, High Soul League is Masters as well. They're all from the same club. These are just people nobody's even heard of. They don't even have the challenge wins. So by when the challenge was last released in like August, they weren't even able to complete it until they came up with this client or cheat somehow. But yeah, those are their profiles. Yeah, Semantic also said on Twitter here that they just picked the sharpshooters if he they just dodged 3 times because he banned a long range brawler, and yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, and I would say that the reason that they're picking B, Bell, Brock, Piper is because these brawlers just do the most damage. If you can consistently hit your shots with B, you're doing a stupid amount of damage. Same with Brock. It's so hard to hit his shots, but if you can do it consistently, you're putting so much damage onto the map. And also, just if you're using like a cheat for like aiming, I guess Poco wouldn't really make sense because you can hit your Poco shots. That's really, really easy. So yeah, it makes sense to be doing with these ranged brawlers. And yeah, after this, we're going to be taking a look at a quick clip to see what they might be doing. It is a private server, but it kind of serves as a way it might be done by its players. Alright, so what you just saw there was a possible way of how to kind of make this happen. Just be hitting all your shots. Seems like they're just spinning the shots in a circle, and whenever like a client or a AI detects that there's a player there, it just lets go and keeps spinning around and around and around until it finds someone to shoot at. And yeah, it seems pretty simple, honestly, but probably has a lot of complicated code behind that I don't really understand. Yeah, at the end of the day, I think that somebody probably is hacking or cheating to be able to come up with these results. It just doesn't seem very feasible for any players to have come up with this on their own in a really, really short amount of time. Obviously, don't try it. It's all against terms of service to do it and try to come up with these cheats, so I highly don't recommend it. I'm just trying to bring the news of it to everybody here in the English community because I didn't see a video about it yet. And yeah, in terms of those clips, thank you for T1Geo97, Albania Boy, Elansa, Gas BS for the clips, and then Trevor and Ekwok, of course, and iChaos for all those, like, because they actually were in the gameplay that we were analyzing. yeah, all their Twitter links will be in the description, and I hope to see you in the next video.